Jamal, thank you for spending some time with me this morning. I really appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. My
I'm
pleasure.
a big fan of your character in For Life, Jamal Bishop.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
So I want to start off really asking you're his closest friend in prison. You help him prepare cases, but I really think that you bring a balance to the whole prison aspect. Because it's so rough, it's so harsh, so much pressure, and I feel like you really uh, bring a lighter tone to that entire those entire scenes. Can you talk about that? How you prepared for that?
Yeah, one of the things that thank you for that. But one of the things that I was loving to explore with Jamal and with any character really, but with Jamal particularly in prison is how do people make it from day to day in there? So often we see prisoners in shows about prison or movies about prison where everybody's downtrodden, angry dudes looking to fight, looking to do all
Hmm.
this kind of thing. And I know a couple of guys who got locked up who were like the clowns of the block. Like they were the really funny guys, and they were tough when they needed to be, but they were mostly humorous guys who kind of that's how they navigated through the world. And so I talked to the writers about maybe exploring that aspect for that was how Jamal navigated, particularly because I thought about something that Richard Pryor said when he was in prison. When he got locked up, he said that he would tell jokes to keep people's minds off of his booty. And so a lot of times that's a funny way of saying like, if you're telling jokes, the attention is not on you. You know what I'm saying? And then people aren't thinking about hurting you or harming you, and you can kind of go about your day. And so I thought maybe making Jamal that kind of guy might help, especially particularly involved with the storyline and the history that he was kind of keeping to himself. If he keeps people laughing and not having them talk about him or inquire about him, he can kind of live under the radar. And I thought it was a smart tactic.
Absolutely. Was your character based on an actual person, or was it maybe a group of people that helped Isaac in his true story?
Was a group of people. Yeah, it was several people that that he had met and encountered. That over his time in prison, but not just one specific dude. He had a lot of guys who helped him out while he was there.
Yeah, it would seem like it, but I think they took all those little qualities of Itch and then gave it to you, and I thought you did phenomenal, like I mentioned.
Thanks.
So bring me to my next question. How vital was your friendship and your help to Aaron in the series?
I think with anything, no one does anything on their own. No great behind every great person is a lot of help. It did so. Although that it is about Aaron and about the journey that he took, I think it's very important to acknowledge the fact that with Mazari and all the people in the prison who there was several people along the way who propped him up to put him in help him get to the position and for him to achieve ultimately what he was able to achieve. And so I love the fact that we're able to explore that and show that on the show.
A lot of positive feedback from critics and audiences for Life. How important do you think that it is for everyone to learn about Isaac Wright Jr.'s story through the series?
I think Isaac's story, number one, is just incredible. I mean, it's a story about an American hero, a person who literally against all odds made something of himself, and then instead of turning around and just living fat off the high off the hog, he turned around and started helping other people. That's the story of a hero. These are the stories that need to be told. And he doesn't have a bitter bone in his body. This is an incredible human being that we need to be talking about. And so, I love that we're able to do that, and I love that we're able to bring his story into people's living rooms every week and humanize him and have people look at prisoners as a potential to become him, and do other things.
Absolutely. Anything did you take away from him on set and working with him?
The biggest thing I took away from talking to Isaac on set is that he's just not a bitter guy. You know, you just expect there to be something there, and it's just not. You know, he is he's always thinking about the future. He's always looking forward, and I think that that's a thing that you needed to do if you're going to be locked up. In order that you have to be constantly thinking about the next day, getting to the next day, and so he doesn't strike me as the person who looks back and mourns the past. He's always constantly thinking about the future, and that's like an impeccable lesson for all of us, even those of us who are on the outside. You can't mourn the things that happen in your past. Sometimes you just got to, look at how you can make the future better. And he's constantly working on that.
Absolutely. I had the privilege of talking with him a couple months ago, and that's exactly the takeaway I had.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dorian, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Hey, man,
Congratulations on the role. I really enjoyed it. You definitely were my favorite character, despite the fact that Nicholas did a fantastic job.
Yeah, no, hey, listen, I'll accept that. I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that.
All right, take care. Have a good one.
All right, you too. Take it easy.